I recently watched a video by a researcher that is fairly new to the scene. Um, he was telling of his plans to encourage people to go out and look for Sasquatch on their own. Um, he was telling of his plans to create groups to do this. I thought I'd take the opportunity to tell you that's one of the worst ideas you can come up with. Now, the reason I say this is that we're dealing with a species that is trying to avoid us. We are driving them, we are already driving them out of their habitat. We have been for hundreds of years, thousands of years actually. He also talks about how some of the strategies that he's used to find the Bigfoot in his area have to do with his teachings about how the Viet Cong worked and military strategies. The problem here is that we're not at war with them. We are not their enemies. They may know that we are not their enemies. What they do not know is that we can be their friends. The strategies go a lot on the line of military military strategies. I'm not a military person, so I can't remember them specifically, but there's actually one strategy that is the unquestionably best way to eliminate your enemy. That strategy is to eliminate the factors that make them your enemy. That's the only way it can be done. Now, with humans against humans, that's pretty much impossible. But I do see that as a possibility with humans and Sasquatch. That's how I go about my so-called research. I'm not a researcher either. I don't track. I do find tracks every now and then, but I don't look for them. I may see a stick structure or a tree lean from time to time, but I already know I'm in their area. There's no logical reason for me to do any tracking or look for stick structures. They've been living where I go to for thousands of years. I can guarantee you that. We don't need to send a lot of people out in the woods. Imagine if you did the same thing with searching for deer. The hunters would go nuts. Got people coming out, disrupting their hunting areas, eliminating their hunting areas. Because after a while, the deer are going to quit going to where the humans are going. Even if there's food there for them, they'll find the food elsewhere. The way we should be finding Sasquatch, not finding Sasquatch, Actually, I'm at a point to where I'm not finding Sasquatch. I'm trying to communicate with Sasquatch. And to do this, the way I do it is go into their area, try to find them specifically, and then sit and show them that I'm not hunting for them. I'm not trying to interrupt their hunting. I'm not trying to get in their way, which is what humans have been doing for millennia. We have to eliminate the factors that suggest that we may be their enemy. Show them that we can be their friend. Some people may listen to this and think, oh, I'm thinking that's a real easy accomplishment. No, it's not. I've been doing this for a couple of years now. I've been learning mostly on the computer. But when I went to my area the first time, I went to the right place. Guess I was lucky. Most people aren't going to be that way. But if they learn ahead of time the kind of areas that they're going to be in, that may happen more often than you think. Which is why I say it is easy to find Bigfoot. It's easy to do algebra. If you don't know about it, it's not easy. Same way with Bigfoot. My plan is to not show evidence of Bigfoot. My plan is to show that creature. There's no reason to kill him. We already habituate areas. They communicate in a very low level with us right now. They also communicate with us directly on occasion, and a lot of researchers don't recognize that. They always think, well, they're in a hunt, they're communicating with each other. Well, if they know we're out there, more than likely a lot of that communication is with us, not with each other. They may be communicating with each other about where we are. But there's been a lot of videos lately that show that they are communicating with us. That shows that they're not totally opposed to accepting us as their friend, as their brother, which is why some of us go out into the woods and actually speak to them and call them friend or brother, because that shows them that we mean no harm to them. When we go out and we're camoed out, got our hunting clothes on, got that deer scent on, that's just like going into war with them. You're giving them the impression that you're hunting them, or you're hunting their prey. That'll get them mad. We're not there to take their prey. Don't give them the idea that we are. That'll get you run off really quick. Like I said many times before, I'm not an expert. I'm not a good communicator. So why do I think I should be out there trying to communicate with them? Because I believe I'm one of the few people that actually are on the right track. I'm on the path that we should be with these creatures. People keep saying they're not animals. Of course they're animals. We are animals. We're different species. Just because they're a different species than apes or gorillas doesn't mean they're not animals. Encouraging those who are not interested in Bigfoot, those who might be curious, might have some inkling that they would like to do this, is not a good idea. It's like encouraging people who think they might be able to ski to go climb that mountain and try to ski. But with Sasquatch, there's a lot more at stake. We have to build a trust with them. Once that trust is built, they will come to us. They will communicate with us. And back to my plan, I don't think I ever finished it. My plan originally was to walk to the wildlife management area, which is about 2 miles away from where I normally go in this area, with one of those individuals. Take him directly to the biologist that works there, that's in charge of the area. Sounds silly. Not to me. I've got options to where I can call that biologist and say, hey, I've got this individual here I want you to meet. He's about 8.5 feet tall and probably weighs 600 pounds. But we've been talking for a while, and he wants to meet you. So far, the hardest part for me has been to convince the biologist there that they're in his area. He still doesn't believe me. I've shown him pictures, shown him videos. He doesn't see them. I don't understand that. Of course, if you don't exactly know what you're looking for, it's hard to see them in the videos. I'm not the expert. But I like to think that I know enough to be doing what I'm doing. I know people are going to disagree with me. Doesn't matter. We're not out there to hunt for them. We're out there to find them. One example that I think of when I see people doing things that just don't make any sense is, you move into a new neighborhood. Do you walk around looking for tracks of your neighbor? Do you dig through their trash trying to find out who they are? Or do you go up and talk to them? Go up to their door, go up to the front door, knock on it, and say hello. That's the same way we should be dealing with Sasquatch. They're not human beings like us, but they're very close. And I actually think that they were here a lot longer they've been here a lot longer than we have. Think about your ideas before you post them over the internet. Basically, all I wanted to say is that we need to work on their trust, not round up posses to go hunt them. That invites the crazies to come out with their guns and the intention to kill them just for a specimen. Who says a specimen has to be dead? I don't recall ever hearing of that requirement by science. Thanks for watching, and hope everybody has a good weekend.